afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 17th, 2020, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just a heads up for everybody, we have a humanitarian structured project call today at 6 p.m. Eastern. Those of you who are intent on carrying out your thoughts on projects, I want to bring something way to write down. We're going to cover some things that are very important. At 6 p.m. Eastern today. As things continue to be kind of cattywampus on the planet, things that are just going every which way but loose, something for us to think about is to not value the gift of a human incarnation is like trading a diamond for a head of cabbage. To not value the gift of a human incarnation is like trading a diamond for a head of cabbage. Vedic sage. Now imagine if we could, each of us, we have the ability, it's just that we haven't moved into ourselves deeply enough. But awakening your kundalini, your chi energy, and the base of your spine can be one of the most healing and life-transforming spiritual experiences of our existence, our lives, as it will catapult us into the manifestation of our dreams. And the deep spiritual experiences we receive from kundalini are a healing gift from our souls. Now you will get a feeling when the kundalini energy is rising up the spine. It's quite amazing. Some of you may have experienced it. It's probably one of the most blissful expanded states of consciousness a human being can access. You naturally come to know the divine, all-powerful spiritual being you truly are. It's important to know or to get the understanding. Have you ever been in a blissful state? Do you know what a blissful state is? Such as whatever happens in this life, even if your mind cannot fathom why, just know that each surprise life this existed gives you is simply to awaken you from the dream. Now we create into reality every single second. But like I've said, some of the things we create in reality, we're not really aware of them, and this is why they kind of show up unexpectedly. It's quite a interesting understanding. Most of us are taken away from activities and deceptions from the mirages of this matrix. Now picture yourself sitting somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, out in the wilderness. And view this as a perspective, as a great message for you. And you find it out in nature, in the forest where the breeze can touch your face and communicate with you. Everything is a communication. When you're out in nature, listen to the wind. And people say, well, if there isn't any wind, listen to the wind. Notice what sound it makes when it moves through the trees and bends them in the direction it's going. Wherever the wind blows, stop and pay close attention. Because knowing that whatever you resist only weakens you. Knowing that whatever you resist only weakens you. So there's inner branches of your mind, like the wind, move and flow with the wind, moving through it every day, and you'll see all the many wonderfulnesses that were already heading your way. This can never be said enough. All greatness comes from letting go of the resistance. Whatever you fight within you, only you know what it is. No one else does. You do. So whenever you fight the resistance, it weakens you. And I'm not talking about giving up. Okay, that's when you let go, you're not giving up, you're letting go. You're surrendering. And it's with yourself. It starts with ourselves. So when you find yourself in a resistance with you, within you, something that you're resisting. Maybe it's a fear. Maybe it's an anger. Maybe it's love. Could be many things. But you'll notice that you're resisting it because it discomforts you. You don't feel comfortable. You're fighting it every inch of the way. A lot of times we fight things because we're in fear. We fear the unknown. So we fight them and we resist. So it's like the wind. So whenever the wind blows, you stop and pay close attention. And you notice the tree, when the wind blows, the tree bends with the wind. It doesn't go against the wind. It bends with the wind. So you imagine that whatever you resist only weakens you. You imagine if a tree were to resist the wind, what would happen? It'd break. Limb would break. So it moves with the wind. Now, everything lives, and no resistance. It's a good thing to view that you don't resist. Now, we're not talking about addictions and stuff like that. That's a different understanding. A lot of the times when we have addictions, then we look at it, well, then I'm not going to resist it, so I'm just going to indulge in it. So you flow with the direction just like the things do with the wind. What would happen if the leaves of a tree resisted the wind? Just like any of us resisting ourselves. You ever notice that when you resist something with yourself emotionally, attitude-wise, it weakens you, it depletes you, and it exhausts you. All greatness comes from letting go of the resistance. All greatness comes from letting go of the resistance. It's like, I'll give you an example. Right now, in this moment, we have this circus going on, three-ring circus. And we have all this crazy stuff going on with people. And you, instead of, when you resist something like that, you get irritated, upset, and frustrated because you know how silly it is. Instead, you just let it go. You don't even, it doesn't bother you. You just, if you saw a frog riding a bicycle, you'd take second notice, right? And then after a while, if there were enough frogs riding a bicycle, you wouldn't have any issues at all because all the frogs are riding bicycles. So when you realize that these things are all because of how we configure the external influences of this world. It's how we view them and then what we resist. How many times have you gotten to a point where you know this, that you're resisting the love for yourself? And how many times, since you maybe don't care to face that you're resisting the love for yourself, to love yourself, then you find yourself resisting love for others. And it's kind of a cascading effect on us, because whatever we resist with ourselves, loving ourselves, being joyful and happy, instead of worrying, stressing, and fearing. How do you not worry, not stress, and not fear? By not resisting it. You see, a lot of people won't dare go there with that because it's the unknown. They've never really done that before. What do you mean I'm supposed to? You're not supposed to. You choose to. So you surrender. You let go of the resistance that you're having with yourself first. The resistance. It's like the ego mind. Okay? Oftentimes we don't resist it because it takes us over. So what happens when you surrender? When you let go of your resistance? It's no longer there. That's the point. It's no longer there to resist. Once you let go of your resistance, it disappears. Isn't that interesting? But as long as we resist it, it's front and center. It's always about all greatness comes from letting go of the resistance. For instance, you say to yourself, "Oh, I don't like this life I'm in. It sucks. It's horrible. If this is what life's about, I don't care to participate in it." That's resistance. So you'd be amazed when you say you just let go of the resistance to life, and all of that disappears. All the stress, anxiety, anger, fear, whatever you're housing or embracing, disappears. It's like, look at money right now that they have on this planet. our bodies, that's resistance. We resist it. We don't let go of the resistance, and we don't go with the flow. We're always fighting. You ever notice that with yourselves? And it's not all the time, maybe most of the time, but a lot of the time you just don't recognize it, but you're always in a tug-of-war with yourself. That's what's happening. That's what goes on. A tug-of-war with yourself. Now, there's a lot of people on the planet that don't know they're in a tug-of-war for themselves because they don't even know that they have a God within them. Excuse me, and that's their journey. It's not yours. It's not ours. And we love them just the same. But have you ever experienced, you may have, the bliss of letting go of the resistance? How you feel when you just let it go. You let go of the resistance. Now, it takes, in the beginning, takes gumption to do that. It really does. Because you're just not used to it. And it's frightening to some people to let go of the resistance. See, because then they think they're going to be swallowed up by the very thing that they fear and they resist. It's like poverty. Even though you resist it, the reason that you move into it is because you resist it. You see? Have you ever noticed that? With yourself, I'm not talking about with others, because we know that there's reflections and we project out what we're experiencing within. So, have you ever been in a situation with yourself where you just finally said, I'm letting go of this. I'm not going to resist it anymore. And you feel like you've been freed emotionally. You feel like stress is lifted. You feel free, light. But we're taught as a civilization to do the opposite, is to resist. Resist. Resist loving yourself. Resist journeying within. Resist discovering the God within you. Because you don't know what's going to happen. It could be frightening and scary if you let go of your resistance to the God that you are. Let go of your resistance of worrying about poverty and lack of. That's resistance. And since we're disconnected from knowing that the God within us is immortal, it's eternal, so we move from one form to the next. All the time. So picture the wind blowing. I know everybody has seen wind through the trees, or on their faces, or on the water. But whenever the wind blows, and you take a moment, and you watch the trees, pay close attention. Know that whatever you resist only weakens you. So you kind of look at the tree branches as inner branches of your mind, and you move and flow with wind moving through it every day. And you will see and experience all the amazing, many wonderfulnesses that were already heading your way. You ever done that? Just kind of let everything out and go, and let all resistance go, and just kind of float and look around you and be in amazement that you're in the now. The Stop resisting the stress, resisting the worry, resisting the fear. Let it go. Body will respond. You say, body, it's time to relax. We're going in meditation. Drop the shoulders. Anything that you may have attracted to yourself in the last 24 hours, just let it go. When you walk through a worry, a stress, or a fear, it's gone. It's no longer there. Isn't that funny? It is. You kind of chuckle about it because most of us run from it. We resist it. We run from it. We resist walking through it. We run from it. Or we try to bury it or lock it away. And it never stays. It keeps showing up again and again. So you let it go. So the body relaxes when you do that. And it listens to you when you talk with it. It's just a lot of times it has to give you signals because you ignore it so much that you take it for granted most of the time, and you just don't know what's going on until it really slaps you in the face. So the body relaxes. And then we move into the now. What is the now? What is being in the now so important for? Because it's all we have. Would you care to spend all of your existence in the past? Reliving the past? Or wandering into a future that isn't even in existence? So the now stills the ego mind, the egoic energy. You know, that little guy that's constantly trying to direct us, constantly telling us this isn't enough, constantly causing us to worry it's not going to be enough, going to run out, what are we going to do? It stills that being in the now because you're not busy. You're not filled with thoughts that most of them aren't yours anyway. And you're not being tricked to create them into reality, into your existence, into your life experience. Now, a lot of us will go into the past. We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. We reminisce, and we'll see a picture, or we'll be driving, and we'll remember, it's in a song or something like that, and then I remember that, and you go back and you go into it. But the danger of that is that those of us who tend to stay there too long, where we begin to live in it, and which means we negate the now, and then eventually we'll pull that past, which is gone, and we pull it into a future that doesn't exist. And then we create the future from that past, and then we relive that past in that future. And this is why a lot of people will say, I feel like I've been running in circles my whole life. Seems like I never get anywhere. So that's a seduction, one of many. And so we stay in the now. And the now is the space between heartbeats. It's the moment to moment we exist. That's what it is. It's what you're doing in the moment. And how many times you think you're in the moment, but you'll cut your finger, or you'll stub your toe, or you'll bang into something, or you miss a turn when you're driving, because you're not in the now. You may think you are, but when that happens, you know that you aren't. You're not center on the now. And the now is easily navigated because it's just moment to moment. You're not thinking into the past. You're not projecting into the future. You're just in the now. And you're grateful for it. So you're in this now, the space between heartbeats. You're only focused on moment to moment. I can guarantee you, when you focus on the now, the chatter dies away, the ego falls asleep on the couch, and you're in stillness, just in the now. Then we have our breath, which so many of us take for granted, because a lot of us take our breath so much for granted that we forget to breathe. We literally stop breathing, which we know for these bodies is not a good thing. So when you focus on your breath, you know you're in the now. When you listen, and I guarantee you, when you listen to your breath, you may not hear it at first, but you will. You will hear it. And when you focus on your breath, you're in the now. You're not. There's no such thing as the breath, the past breath, or the future breath. It's only the now breath and the now. And it focuses you to stay on the now. You know, when someone needs to get centered, or proper breathing in yoga, in Tai Chi, in Qigong, all of these movements is about the breath. It's about the Qi, the God force energy. And the breath is so important and so powerful. This breath that we take in every second is divine positive energy. It literally supports the body that houses the God within it. So as we're seated and relaxing the body and in the now, we breath in through the nose and we breath out through the mouth. But when we breath in through the nose, we visualize it. We visualize this divine positive energy in our heart minds, and it moves up through our energy vortexes. And these energy vortexes are very important because they connect the physical with the etherical, the spiritual, the physical, back and forth. And they literally are conduits for our chi, our prana, our God light energy. And it flows through them effortlessly. So we picture as we breath in, the red wheel of light. And the chakras look like petals, flowers, geometric shapes. So they look like flowers with geometric shapes in the centers. And the red wheel of light, the root chakra, and in Sanskrit, Muladhara, that's the career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. Now understand, we're talking about letting go of resistance. This is all connected. Your root chakra represents your foundation and feeling of being grounded. And it's at the base of your spine and the tailbone area. Emotional issues or survival issues such as financial independence, money and food. And the physical association is your spine, your rectum, your legs, your arms, and circulatory system. If the Muladhara becomes clogged, where your godlight energy cannot flow through, it's blocked, you will have issues somewhere in the physical association, also emotional. You'll have issues with your spine or rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. And you'll also have issues with survival issues, worry, stressing, and fearing, such as financial independence, money, and food. Everything in this dying 3D world has tried to reverse everything and make the lie the truth and the truth the lie. So we move up to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra. And in Sanskrit, the Vadhisthana. This is sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in our lower abdomen. It's about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What does it affect if it becomes blocked? If our chi cannot flow easily? Well, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. So you know that if you have a blockage in sacral chakra, where your chi cannot flow through this energy vortex, is blocked, then you're going to have issues with your sense of abundance and your well-being and your pleasure and your sexuality. Your physical could be problems with your reproductive organs, your kidneys, your bowels, your immune system. It's different if these areas have been damaged from external attack or something like that. I'm talking about just natural flow. So you have your yellow wheel of light, your solar plexus chakra, your manipura, your personal power and ability to channel your energy. It is our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. And this is not through the ego mind. This is not the egoic energy. This is the heart mind, the heart energy. And it's in your upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotionally, it can affect us on self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. You've met people, maybe yourself, that have, self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues, and self-worth issues. And the physical associations are central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. So we keep moving this divine positive energy, this breath, up through the chakras. We go to our heart chakra, the anahata. This is love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It is our ability to love. It's at the center of the chest, just above the heart. And the emotional issue is love, joy, and inner peace. So you may have issues with loving yourself, joy, and your inner peace, your contentment. And then your heart, thymus, lower lung, circulatory system, and immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra. Vishuddha, self-expression. It's located in the throat. It's our ability to communicate. A lot of people have problems communicating. Wonder why. Emotional issues, communication, self-expression of feelings, and the truth. Physical associations, the thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Everything is important. It's all connected. Then we go to the third eye chakra, the indigo wheel of light, ajna, intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. It's to visualize through our heart minds the wonderment, the spectacularness that we all are. It's in between the eyes and the forehead. It's emotional issues, intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions, ability to think for yourself, make decisions for yourself, govern yourself, lead yourself, guide yourself. And the physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. Then we go to the crown chakra, Sahasrara. This is the connection to the divine, to our God. This is the highest chakra, represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually, the highest chakra in the body. To be fully connected spiritually, the very top of the head is where it's at. And its emotional issues are inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. And the physical association, pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. Now you've been moving your divine positive energy, your breath, through all of these energy vortexes, which are an ecosystem. And we know intimately what their meaning is and their reason of being. So we have we've taken this divine positive energy breath and we move it all the way through all of our chakras up to the top of our heads, the crown chakra, and then we'll little bit back, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we condense and compress that divine positive energy into omnipotently powerful, pure, liquid energy. It's kind of a golden glow, white glow. And we release it over the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland, for all of us, while we're in these bodies, these physical forms, is very important because it's the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is also the gateway to our God, to pure consciousness. It is also the gateway to beyond. So you look at it as a prune, a raisin, however you view it in your heart minds. I look at it as a rose bud, kind of a green ball. And when I release this divine positive energy, this liquid energy over the pineal, it immediately blooms and blossoms into a beautiful, vibrant rose, multicolored petals, eternal. Wonderful fragrance, vibrating in full health and power. And it's fully open. It removes and eliminates all the calcification, fluoridation, all the things that have been pushed into our bodies from external lower dark matter frequencies that's polluted it. So we cleanse it, purify it, and make it fully functional. And this exercise is not just figuratively, it's actually literal. So it moves it and it re-energizes and reinstates our pineal gland to full functionality. Because we need it, because we're now in 5D. So we're also consciously aware that we are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we know we're one within, with the God, the body, the soul, the higher self, the spirit, all of it one. Pieces, parts of the one. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. Now, this is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But you will meet them through your travels in this existence. You will meet them. You will interact with them. And you will have conversation with them. And they're elated every time they have the opportunity to meet with you. Could be any time, any place, anywhere. Least expected. In fact, you're not even expecting it. You're just basically going along. And then all of a sudden, they come in. You have a conversation with them, interact with them. You feel like you're in a different place because you feel so good in the presence of them, as they do you. They've been with us since the beginning, and we've been assisting them as well as they have been assisting us. And they are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Pell, Thoth, many, many, many more. And these are those who have ascended out of body in Master God form, pure consciousness. We are those who have ascended into body to experience physical form. So the God enters the body and experiences the physical form. Their gods leave the physical form and experience the God form and hold it. Are they any more powerful or higher than us? No. Are the archangels? No. We all are made from the same source creator, out of pure, deep, eternal love. And, the ascended masters, we all must be, we choose to be, of the highest together to call out to all the other reflections, facets, and aspects of all of us, the other parts of Source Creator. And so we call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, to forming the circle of light. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, beneath Earth, many, many, many civilizations and species, and only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They are with us now. We call upon all of the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, will be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. Over 1,000 come through the solar system every day. And the ones we're familiar with, this includes all the levels and all the species of these civilizations. We have the Sirians, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans. We have the Zeta Reticuli. We have the Feline. And we have the Draco. We have the Reptilian. And we have the Gray. And we have the Golden Pyramid. And we have the Avian. Many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage, and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call out to all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings who decided to be housed in the following forms, in, on, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, to forming the circle of light. Now, they come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we have never laid eyes upon. And just to name a few that we're familiar with is the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all gathered. And all of our gods, arm in arm, hand in hand, all the different reflections of each and every one of us, all from Source Creator. And we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And beyond and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We form this brilliant circle of light, massive, sitting at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia area, in this meditation, in this circle of light. It is so bright and so radiant that it grays out the darkness of space. It is of the highest of high frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. It is of Source Creator, and it floods all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universes, saturating, flooding, and bathing, head to toe, inside and out, eternally. Now, it would take at least 1 billion of the suns in the solar system to equal the brilliance of this circle of light. And we begin to ascend up. We begin to move up above the planet, and as we do so, we're immediately met with a gossamer field filled with trillions of vibrant colors, lights, little mirrors, reflections of all of us, of deep eternal love, of gratitude, of abundance. And this field saturates, floods, and bathes everything and everything with this deep eternal love and gratitude. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This column reminds us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This column reminds us that each and every one of us is imbued head to toe, inside and out, with a brilliant white fire armor, God-like energy, deep eternal love frequency. And it cannot be penetrated by any external source, power, force, whatever you call it. It cannot be breached, affected, seduced, manipulated, hexed, or any other action from anything external. But only you have the power, if you choose, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough in lower dark matter survival frequency and lower survival frequencies where you will create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing these lower vibrational frequencies to come flooding in. In the event that you choose to do this, you're immediately met with the violet or the purple transmuting flame. And the purple transmuting flame is the column that reminds you that you can bring in the purple transmuting flame if you do decide to lower your frequencies enough. You can transmute them all to neutralized substance, and you send it back to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then you have the violet ray. This column reminds you that you can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame, and you can literally cleanse and purify the area of these lower frequencies of where they were. Therefore, reinstating, closing the breach in your white fire armor, balancing your vibrational frequency to the highest high of deep eternal love and gratitude. Then we're met with a golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us of what we are. Pure love. Pure, deep, eternal love. And it's everywhere. It's in our sunsets. It's in our sunrises. It's in our skies, in our clouds. It's in our forests. It's in our waters. It's everywhere. In the rainbows. The vibrancy of all the colors. All the brightness. It reminds us that we are love. And the reason we're taken aback at such vistas and beautiful frequencies is because we're in awe of the God within us. to levitate above the planet. Some of us carrying physical form decide to step out of our physical forms and hover effortlessly above them. As we continue to levitate, ascend up, we come across this massive crystalline light tower. It is larger than the solar system. We created it, and we designed it. It has an aura field inside of it. You look right in it, and this aura field is blazing, beautiful, vibrant colors, and then you don't see on this planet. And they're flooding and saturating as they pulsate out everything and everything of deep eternal love, gratitude, of bliss, joy, peace, abundance, tranquility, benevolence, stillness of mind, generosity, gratitude, gentleness, humbleness, on and on, flooding eternally. At the top of it, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees eternally, always, flooding everything and everything with deep eternal love, raising vibrational frequencies, vaporizing the lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies, therefore lifting the vibrational harmony to the highest of highest highs of deep eternal love with everything and everything. Now the golden ocean, we all are a drop of that ocean. And all of us, each and every one of us, in that drop, we carry the essence of that golden ocean. And we move a little bit more, and we look a little bit up, and we see this massive meditative sphere that we created well over 2 years ago. It's at center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion, over 900 of them, growing every single day. The highest of the highest intent of deep eternal love and gratitude, and it is constantly flooding everything and everything with the purest of deepest eternal love and gratitude. All of our brothers and sisters, all life on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, this meditation in the circle of light. It's phenomenal. It's magna glorious, spectacular. This is why that this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. And all of this that we're part of, and all of it that's part of us. And then you begin to see, as you literally let go of your resistance, the paradise, the God planet, the joy, the happiness, the bliss, deep eternal love, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence, bliss, joy, peace, abundance, all there. All there, as if we're all fountains, and we all have the golden ocean cascading down in crystalline towers, transforming this planet into a God planet, a paradise. The opposite of what the dark lower matter frequencies have created in this 3D world. The opposite, moving into 5D and embracing it. When you let go of all resistance, that's when you truly will realize how omnipotently powerful and great you are. All greatness comes from letting go of the resistance. I'll join you in the meditation return to close us out. with you the rest of the day into the evening and night, into the following morning. And we'll be back here Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.